Welcome to Madison Square Garden in New York. It is a complete sellout. The last few tickets went this morning for the Big East final. It's Syracuse and Georgetown, the top two teams in the conference, and that's who should be in a final for a tournament, the best two teams going. Len Berman with Bill Raftery. Welcome to New York once again. And Bill, Syracuse with its work cut out for them. They've played Georgetown twice this year, and Georgetown has won easily both times.
They've lost substantially the first two ball games, and they're going to play them the same way, which I think is interesting. Jimmy Boeheim feels, look, that's our game, no sense changing this late in the year.
Well, you have to wonder who the tournament MVP will be. It will come down to two guys later this evening, and they're both playing in this game tonight. For Georgetown, Patrick Ewing. The Hoyas were awesome last night, shooting 72% as a team, and Ewing, boy, missed one shot, and he was just terrific.
Well, a near flawless ball game. He dominated the game on both ends of the floor, ran the floor well. The alley-oop we saw in the opening, just beautiful basketball, a very talented young man.
Can he and the Hoyas be stopped by the Orangemen? Well, Syracuse will counter with the Pearl. Syracuse is yet to come out for its final warm-up spot. He really turned on the crowd last night. It was the first time this year where he really turned it into second gear and played a lot of schoolyard, and the crowd loved it.
Well, everybody has a personal high at the Garden. Who was the best performer? The Pearl's evening last night has to rate high on everybody's chart. Good passing, pushing the ball up the floor, breaking any sort of pressure defense. A great overall evening.
He was just terrific. I asked him if any of it was planned yesterday. He said, no, it just happened, and he will try to do the same tonight against Georgetown. Now, the third member of our broadcast team throughout this tournament is Mike Gorman. He's standing by over on the other side of the court. Mike?
Okay, Lenny, thank you very much. It would appear the first 5 minutes of this game really are going to tell the story. The crowd is going to be very much in Syracuse's favor, but Georgetown, a couple of weeks ago down at Landover, took them out of the game early with the defense. They could never get back in. 5 minutes in, if Syracuse is still within a half dozen, we're going to have a heck of a ball game. If they get down big, quick, Georgetown just really tough to come back on. Gentlemen?
And one other thing to think about. Not only is the Big East Championship at stake, but with North Carolina losing today, Georgetown with a win could be ranked #1 in the wire service polls this week, and no Big East school has ever been ranked #1 before. What a fitting ending that would be.
Well, I think they'll be #1, but the seeding for the NCAA is the important one. I think North Carolina may maintain that.
All right, the Garden's just about full right now. We're ready to go. Syracuse, Georgetown, settle in. We should have a good one coming your way from Madison Square Garden. It's the finals, and we'll have the player introductions from Madison Square Garden in just a minute. Back at Madison Square Garden, we're ready for the introductions of the starting lineups. Let's go to John Condon.
Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. And welcome to the championship game of the 1984 Big East Conference. Here are the starting lineups. For the Orangemen of Syracuse University, at the guards, number 31, Dwayne Washington.
Oh, he's a Garden favorite. Listen to this crowd.
He likes this stage.
Number 33, co-captain Gene Waldron.
The experience heading down the stretch.
At center, number 53,
Well, Andre
Hawkins.
fouled out of both previous games against Ewing. He'll have to stay in the lineup tonight.
A lot of
And
reaching.
at the forwards, number 12, Raphael Addison.
He's got to bounce back with a big one. He had a good first game.
And number
inferior
55,
second.
Sean Cairns, co-captain. And here is the coach of the Orangemen, Jim Boeheim.
Knows how to win ball games.
For the Hoyas of Georgetown University,
I'd say more
at
Syracuse
the
fans.
guards, number 30, Michael Jackson.
The point guard, good outside shooter.
Number 20, Fred Brown.
Freddie from the Bronx, happy to be back in the Garden for his final game.
At center, number 33, Patrick Ewing.
Look at this walk. He's awesome just walking out in the starting lineups.
Dominant
And at the
stride.
forwards, number 40, David Wingate.
A good all-around player. You'll see him shoot deep and take it to the
number
hole.
52, Ralph Dalton.
So they've got twin
And
towers.
the coach of the Hoyas, John Thompson.
And at this time of year, he gets his team prepared for the final run.
Georgetown's won this championship in 1980 and 82. Will it be another even year? 84 for them. We'll find out. Tip-off coming your way from the Garden. We'll be back with the start of tonight's game right after these messages. Back at the Garden, the officials for the championship game, that is based on merit. So rated the top 3 officials in the conference. On the left, Dick Paparo, Jody Sylvester, and a man in the middle, Larry Lembo on the right. Our 3 officials, a 45-second shot clock, no three-point play. Here are the starters for the Syracuse Orangemen, and they have to watch the fouls, Bill.
Very important aspect, and you'll make mention later of who fouled out in both ball games, but the reaching is very difficult. Plus the depth of Georgetown has been a problem for Syracuse.
These are the starters, but you'll see a whole nother 5 before it's over. They'll go 10 deep, and that's what makes them so strong. But you know all that. Let's just let them tip it up and play ball. Don't need a lot of analysis. 2 fine teams in the East, the 2 top teams in the Northeast, at least, and the Orangemen lead the series. It's been a memorable series from the last game at Manly to the games at the Carrier Dome, and now renewed at Madison Square Garden for the championship. And it will be Syracuse ball.
Good call also. Delay, Raphael Addison jumping center, resting Andre Hawkins. Not as good a leaper.
Let's see what Syracuse does.
Out of the gate, man-to-man right now.
Addison will need the outside shooting. Pearl, can he drive the way he did yesterday against Villanova? He takes an outside shot and cans it.
That'll loosen up Michael Jackson. Worried about the drive. I'm sure John Thompson and staff said, look, don't let him go to the hole. Pearl out of the game.
The previous 2 Georgetown games, Pearl had 12 in the first and fouled out. He had 20 in the second. Here come the Hoyas.
The key for Syracuse, how they handle the press after the basket. Tonight they're going to try and get the Pearl up at half court and treat it as though it's a fast break if they get it over the top.
Double team on Wingate. Wingate's back to wearing number 40. He had to wear 44 last night. Ewing takes a jumper. He cans his first. So there you go, the 2 candidates for tournament MVP, and it's tied at 2.
Right now, the Pearl in the backcourt. Ralph Dalton, the big forward on this club, up pressing. It's more passive. They do tighten it later.
Well, that may change. Georgetown could do it tonight. Actually, that's a bit misleading because St. John's was one of the Oh, look at the Pearl go. And the foul called against Freddie Brown. We were wondering if he was going to try that stuff against Ewing in the middle, and he tried it.
He might be a heck of a boxer. Freddie Brown matches up on him there. The head and shoulder fake, keeping the balance, penetrating. Freddie Brown really trying to bail out with the grab. But he did that last night, has done it in high school.
What I started to say is last year St. John's was one of the tri-champions in the regular season. They did not win the flip, so they weren't technically the top seed, but they did go on to win the championship here at the Garden. All right, Dalton fouls, so Georgetown picks up 2 quick ones early.
Good fake there by Andre Hawkins, freeing himself. There wasn't any screen, just a good move. Ralph Dalton caught on the backside.
And the Hoyas have 2 team fouls. Andre Hawkins shooting 2.
Interesting that no Hoyas fouled out of the first 2 meetings. 8 Orangemen fouled out of those 2 games.
Well, of course, they play 10. We'll be talking about it all night. At least 4 of them are near as good as the starters. I don't think anybody on the bench is as good as Patrick Ewing.
Is anybody in America as good as Patrick Ewing?
Well, a controversy. A lot of people think Olajuwon is, but
Michael Jordan won the Wooden Award today as Player of the Year. That's given out by West Coast organization. All right, it's 4-2 Syracuse. Minute 40 gone. Jackson gets by Currens. Try it. Well, there was Wingate to take it, and he's called for travel.
That was a great catch there by David Wingate. Just coming up with the ball. That was meant for Patrick Ewing. John Thompson up early with a fresh towel.
Our 3rd broadcast partner, Mike Gorman, said watch the first few minutes. Well, Syracuse doing fine in the first few minutes, but there's the block by Ewing. Here comes Jackson, and he traveled. So a couple of quick Georgetown turnovers.
And Patrick Ewing is getting better at keeping the ball in play for his club, igniting fast breaks. Now, last night the Pearl got inside. There wasn't anybody there to put it away like that. A fast break negated by the walk.
There was some thinking that without St. John's in this final, the Garden atmosphere wouldn't be that alive. Well, with Syracuse and Georgetown, it is packed and it is electric here. Swinging shot by Hawkins. Currens fights for the bound. He draws another foul from Freddie Brown. 2 on him, 3 on the team.
Would you say that Hawkins was aware of Patrick Ewing? This is just help. And Sean Currens on the weak side.
He was Dalton's responsibility, and Currens sneaked in there. So a quick substitution. Freddie Brown with his 2 fouls sits down. Gene Smith, the defensive specialist, comes on.
Well, the pressure heightens now because Smith leads the club in steals. He's very active defensively.
Addison, he'll be a key. He has to open things up from outside because Pearl is not an outstanding outside shooter. Addison draws a crowd. Doesn't he remember when 3 guys jumped against Mullen last night? They know who the shooters are. Hawkins in traffic, stripped away. Currens follows again, so Sean's the man on the spot. Syracuse 6-2.
Well, if you notice, Patrick Ewing stopped the penetration and recovered, almost came up with that block.
Syracuse fans at the Georgetown end, all their hands in the air. Georgetown shot an incredible 72% as a team last night, a tournament record. This is the 4th meeting between these clubs in the tournament alone, and this is only the 5th year of the tournament. This is some rivalry.
Defensively, 2-3 now.
Michael Jackson banks it off. It's 6-4 Syracuse.
Against the zone, you'll see Patrick Ewing coming high, turning and looking for his teammates.
Played a little over 3 minutes. Syracuse with the slight edge in the early going. Georgetown, 3 team fouls, none for the Orangemen. There's the Pearl at the foul line. He's buried 2 jumpers. 8-4 Syracuse.
Well, he learned fast. Stay out of the middle there with Patrick patrolling.
He had his career high last night. What a performance against Villanova. Wingate immediately double team baseline. Gets it off for Ewing. Working Madison. 2.
Send it in, Patrick. David Wingate, a talented forward. Good-looking pass.
Addison's first shot. Ooh, rolls out. Ewing the rebound. 4 minutes gone. The Hoyas going for a tie here. Quickly in the forecourt. Gene Smith works it off to the corner. Double team on him. And they'll keep it.
Good trap.
This should be the first TV timeout with just 4 minutes gone. Crowd is up. Good fast start. When we come back, it's Georgetown's ball. They're trailing by 2 with the score. Orangemen 8, Hoyas 6. Let's pause for these messages and watch Ewing stuff at home. The broadcast cablecast rights to this game granted by the Big East Conference to Metro Communications Incorporated. Any rebroadcast or other use of this game without written consent prohibited. The announcers on this telecast have been selected by Metro Communications in consultation with the Big East Conference. We're on the Superstation, WOR TV tonight. We're on KEKR Kansas City, WTTG Washington, all around the country thanks to Metro Sports. And in addition, 300 radio stations and 200 ships at sea are listening on Armed Forces Radio. All over the world, Big East basketball tonight. Glad you can be watching wherever you are. And Syracuse gets it back.
Good defense, and Gene Smith.
Oh, and Gene Smith steals it away. 1 against 3, and Gene Smith blows by. Hawkins blocked it. Currens the rebound. Boy, have these guys come to play or what? Here goes the Pearl.
That was Patrick Ewing stopping that fast break at half court. John Thompson trying to get the defense organized.
Addison's left alone. Ooh, he's had tough luck. 2 shots have rolled off. The Hoyas with a chance to tie it at 8 here.
What happens frequently as the ball's deflected out of bounds, Georgetown is so good, they play by the big man Patrick Ewing. Don't forget, Reggie Williams has not been in, nor has Billy Martin.
Bill's getting ready. There goes Michael Graham sitting over there. There's the play to Dalton. Sneaked in behind the zone. He converts it. We're tied at 8.
That was Ralph Dalton.
That rebound by Sean Currens earlier, reminiscent of that big rebound on the miss by Frank Happy Dobbs. Important part of that victory last night.
That's right. Dobbs had an open shot for Villanova and couldn't can it. So Pearl's shot turned out to be the game winner for Syracuse. We've played 5.5 minutes at the Big East Championship game. It's tied at 8.
Georgetown in the zone now.
Kerins unties it with his second field goal.
Good stationary shooter. Normally cans the corner jumper, that time the slot.
What's interesting to note, with 5.5 minutes gone, remember 8 Orangemen fouled out of the previous 2 games. They've yet to commit 1 foul. They're sneaking in behind the zone, Bill. Wingate misses. Patrick is blocked. There's the first foul. Addison saying he had all ball, but the foul is called on him.
Well, they run the baseline. Jimmy Boeheim working the official now at half court, but running the baseline, David Wingate, the long, just ticked the rim, and Patrick Ewing was going up strong, and Addison had a beef. A lot of the ball.
So the first, let's see, first foul against Syracuse, first against Addison. Ewing, as you see, shoots better from the field than he does from the line. Fifth point. There's the man you were talking about, the freshman Reggie Williams. When this kid heats it up, and he did against St. John's last night to the tune of 17, he had 18 the first time these teams played, so he can do it.
Well, we mentioned last night, plays like George Gervin, outstanding deep shooter, can take it to the goal also. He's going to be a heck of a basketball player.
We did the game these teams played at the Carrier Dome the end of January. Remember the night Reggie Williams had that night? He was terrific. All right, it's 10-10 with 6 minutes gone. Waldron saw Ewing, and that's what caused that travel, folks.
Good call, too. Up and down. G. Waldron, too deep, indecisive. Jimmy Boeheim offering some criticism to his club.
Georgetown 28-3. Their 3 losses by a total of just 8 points. Double overtime to Villanova, to DePaul, and to St. John. Syracuse comes in 22-7. And Georgetown with the chance to take its first lead with 6.5 minutes gone. Bill Martin behind that zone. That's what they're feasting behind the zone.
Addison again, I believe, down deep. They're sneaking baseline, roaming underneath, and good-looking pass to Billy Martin. Addison, number 2.
That's both of Syracuse's team fouls here in the early going. So Bill Martin. Bill, how about the time and again? Georgetown is just getting it down behind that zone baseline.
They're cramming it in also, so good jumping, good timing can negate the sloughing zone.
Georgetown has hit the first 3 free throws they've taken. Now Michael Graham comes on and Patrick Ewing sits down. So the Hoyas are now up to 9 players. The only starter, Michael Jackson.
Well, he's close to 10. He's onto that ball a long time.
10 seconds to shoot it. All right, Georgetown has its first lead. Syracuse did lead by 4 earlier. Addison, strong.
And that's knowing who's on the floor. Ewing being substituted for. Why not take it, send it in there? Raphael Addison, maybe that'll spark him. He's an important player, particularly tonight.
So
he's got to heat it up.
Reversal of form. Pearl has done it from outside and Addison from inside. It's supposed to be the other way around. It's 12-12, 7 minutes gone. There's Michael Jackson. In the past, he's feasted against Syracuse. He's now a sophomore, but that's a good one. And Jackson gets it back. Georgetown leads by 2, going on 4. Dean Smith traveled, so.
What happened with Syracuse, they got it to the wrong man. They had the Pearl at half court, but they've matched up. They forced the ball to Andre Hawkins, not known for his dribbling. Turnover, and then in kind, Georgetown turning it over.
So Syracuse, first 7 minutes plus, yet to substitute. Remember, Ewing is rested. So is Dalton. Georgetown playing small.
1-3-1.
This should be the type of lineup that the Pearl would like to drive against. Waldron takes a little snap pass from Pearl, doesn't go for him. Fight for the rebound. Hawkins goes down hard over our photographer on the baseline. Hope everyone's all right down there as Syracuse will keep it.
Andre cleans the table. Oh,
Our Metro Sports crew members down at the baseline. Appears to be okay.
Combat pay. Extra meal money.
Syracuse gets a fresh 45 seconds. Georgetown leads it by 2. Greg Monroe, first Syracuse substitution, has the ball now. Alexis has been just placed in the game. Pearl takes another jumper, doesn't go. Michael Graham the rebound. So he played 8 minutes. The Hoyas lead it by 2. Jackson puts it between his legs. Reggie Williams gets Addison to commit. And Addison just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
Oh, does that put Jimmy Boeheim in the hole? Reggie Williams with a fine pump fake on his way to a shot. Addison with the foul.
So Syracuse in trouble with the 3 fouls on their top scorer, Raphael Addison. Our score, Georgetown 14, Syracuse 12. We'll be back with more Big East basketball right after these messages.
On the Syracuse sidelines right now, Jim Boeheim is real close to a technical foul. He's really got it going at Larry Lembo, especially on that block by Raphael Addison on Patrick Ewing. Syracuse defensively seems to be giving up the baseline. That's the biggest problem the coaching staff sees over there. Offensively, they're a little surprised at the lack of pressure, at least the lack of intensity out of the Georgetown press. Maybe that's yet to come. Back to you, gentlemen.
I think the press has matched up on Pearl Washington at half court. A wrinkle by Jimmy Boeheim, putting him there, and I think that's taken the starch out of the Georgetown press, but those fouls hurt you. The ones you think are clean plays add up just like the hard fouls.
Reggie Williams is fouled. So Ewing and Dalton, the big guys for Georgetown, getting long rests.
I think this is on the Hawk, Andre Hawkins.
Yes, it is.
Big man early.
Followed by Andre Hawkins.
He just moves in that lane. Big body, the lean in,
And the Orangemen have 14
and the excellent shooting. Reggie Williams step into the line.
So quickly, 4 team fouls against Syracuse, 3 of them on Addison. And of course, Raphael represents 18 points a game seasonal average. First miss from the line for the Hoyas.
Now you watch John Thompson bring people in and out. He tries to keep a point guard on the floor. He's got Gene Smith now with Horace Broadnax, who's a good shooting guard. Of course, Reggie Williams can play most spots effectively.
Hoyas a 3-point lead. Their largest margin. Syracuse led by 4 in the early going. 11.5 minutes remaining in the first half. I think Pearl's got to start driving a little bit. Bill, what do you think?
Well, it's tough to do 3.
Well, he tries a little bit off the glass, moved inside a little bit.
Penetration.
6 points for Washington. Boy, his performance yesterday ranks with some of the great Garden performances over the years, like Oscar Robertson in college, and the Pearl, Monroe in the pros, and Bill Martin scores.
Good cut on the baseline. That was against Syracuse man-to-man.
Inside of 11 minutes now, Patrick Ewing getting ready to come back for the Hoyas. Georgetown leads by 3. What do you think? Will they be ranked #1 nationally if they win tonight after North Carolina lost to Duke by 2?
My guess is yes, and as I mentioned at the opening, I do think you have to give it to Carolina. Some great wins, strength of schedule in some cases. Of course, that's not our business.
So to clarify that, Georgetown would be #1 in the wire service polls perhaps, but North Carolina would get the top seeding for the East in the NCAAs probably because of the computer and all. The Pearl from outside, cans another jump shot. 8 points for Washington.
Good dish off. Monroe to the hole, knowing where his backcourt partner was.
Washington's 4 for 6. Remember, he's not known for outside shooting. He's known for the shake and bake drive material. Reggie Williams. Michael Graham stripped, and Greg Monroe fouled him while he was making the strip.
Graham has a body we all wish we possessed, much like you when you were a youngster.
Sure.
Again, the penetration, the George Gervin type player, down deep, the man who got a haircut for the season, Michael Graham.
For life. That's Greg's first. He had the shot that beat St. John's a couple of Mondays ago. Jackson's back. Gene Smith sits down. Ewing is still resting on the far side. The man he wants to replace is this guy at the line, Michael Graham. As you see from the free throw line lower right, he's a struggler.
was from a high school
Ooh, high arcer and drills it.
with some pretty good players in their history. Elgin Baylor, Spring Arm High School, and Dave Bing.
Yes, sir.
Syracuse great.
Syracuse. Monroe Washington breaking Dave Bing's records as a youngster. And let's see.
Patrick Ewing, number 33.
So Ewing does come back. Substitution.
Len, you'll see on this set, Syracuse has the Pearl Washington at half court. They're trying to look for him and get a fast break started. The turnover in the backcourt.
Doesn't go for Martin. Keeps it alive and score it. No. It's traveling. It's taken away. So Syracuse gets a break there.
I thought that was
Georgetown was about to go up by 5.
Len, I thought that was a big-time rebound and follow-up. I don't know about the steps. John Thompson lost his towel, so I think he may agree with me.
All right. We're halfway through the first half. Georgetown leading Syracuse 19-16. Sean Currens cuts it to 1.
That's his spot. Now the press.
Currens 3 for 3. Let's see what the Hoyas do against the press. And a foul.
Hawkins, Georgetown going right at it. Good ball handling in the backcourt by Michael Jackson.
Followed by Andre.
Get it up, Broadnax down low.
His second personal foul.
Reggie Williams, good strong move. Hawkins on the wrist.
So 2 on Hawkins, 3 on Addison. In the last 4 minutes, Syracuse has quickly picked up 6 team fouls. Reggie Williams will try 2 more.
Might get to see Papadakis early.
Freshman from Ontario.
One of the few big substitutes that Jimmy Boeheim has to work with.
The Pearl goes up against Ewing, and he's got it, and the crowd comes to life.
You seldom see that. Patrick just opened the door and said, take it, Pearl.
10 points for the Pearl. Georgetown by 1. But the atmosphere here is just terrific.
There's a warning now on the defense. Syracuse behind. They've started to count. Now they're going to hear play ball. I don't think Georgetown meant to drag them out. Michael Jackson went for some instructions from John Thompson.
Did that officially count as a warning there?
Yes, and that goes all half now.
Okay, so the next time they don't come out and challenge if they're trailing.
It's a team.
Another offensive board. Pearl nearly stole it, now Hawkins does. Georgetown doing well on the offensive board. Let's see what the Pearl does. Chest pass to Alexis. Offensive foul on Wendell Alexis.
The Pearl gave it up, and that's what we watched all last night. The Hawk worked hard, Andre Hawkins, to get rid of it, and that snap pass coming into your living room. Down below. And all you wanted was the goal. They come up empty.
So that is the 7th team foul, although no free throw on it because it was a player control foul. But here on out, there will be free throws every time. 8.5 minutes to go. Hoyas lead by 1 this first half. Reggie Williams didn't go. This one goes against the Hoyas.
I'm not sure they're going to give this to Wingate or Billy Martin. Down below.
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing.
Well,
His first personal foul.
went to neither.
Not supposed to do that.
I'm wondering about Patrick's fouling. He's only fouled out of 2 games all year. Ironically, both of them against St. John's. And both in Georgetown victories. So he's not foul prone. Andre Hawkins is for Syracuse.
Man-to-man down below. Reggie Williams got tangled up with Wendell Alexis. That brings their total to 4, I believe.
That's the first on Reggie.
5, excuse
That's
me.
Williams' first personal foul.
Oh, excuse me, Sean Currens. I'd like to find my seat. This is John Thompson. Pat Sean on the sideline. Well, a bad skip pass intended for Monroe. Wingate ahead of the crowd, and the Hoyas lead it by 3.
See, some things you do against other clubs you don't do against Georgetown. Tremendous foot speed. They read passing lanes well. Very difficult to throw that looping pass against them.
Inside of 8 minutes remaining till halftime. Coming up at the half, Mike Dorman will reflect back on the regular season. Some fine highlights. Jackson. And a foul is committed as they stole away from the Pearl. So, foul goes against Michael Jackson. And that's his first, 16 fouls. Our score, Georgetown 23, Syracuse 20. We've got a timeout on the floor. Let us pause for these commercial messages as David Wingate goes up for 2 for the Hoyas. Georgetown by 3, 7:45 remaining in the first half. You talk about Syracuse, Georgetown. You're talking about the class of this conference, not only this year, but out of the first 4 tournaments, Syracuse and Georgetown have won 3 of them. And here's what they've done. This is the team comparison over the course of the year. And of course, the big one on the bottom is a factor.
I'll say.
Rebound margin. Syracuse, the top shooting team, top scoring team every year in the history of this conference. Georgetown's the 3rd ranked shooting team, although Patrick's #1 individual shooter in the conference.
On the pass off.
All right, that's 17 fouls. So for the last 7:36 of this half, we'll have free throws at both ends.
On the 2-3, they extended in a trap deep, and a new wrinkle with the defense. The Pearl here on the whistle should have shot the ball just to get the deuce, but 1-on-1 now.
Give it a try.
On a pass off. Wingate with his first.
Pearl from the line, 2/3. Exactly, 2 out of every 3. And he faces the Hoya fans waving behind him. Well,
Sean tried to loop around.
Well, that's a little transition Syracuse can ill afford. The Pearl missing front end of 1-on-1. Curran's committing the foul. Instead of drawing within 1, you could be down 5.
And it's not good judgment either. I mean, you can loop on a little guy occasionally, but not on somebody of the stature of Patrick Ewing.
It's a critical little juncture here with 7:35. Should Patrick Ewing convert his free throws. Georgetown tonight from the line is 9 out of 10.
Once again, concentration personified.
Constantly. He's like that from the moment he walks out. I said hello during pregame. I was surprised he said hello back.
Thought you lost your nose.
Totally concentrating.
Off the floor, another story.
So the Hoyas doing it from the line. 10 out of 11. They have their largest lead now at 25-20. 7.5 to go. First half action. Raphael Addison, top Syracuse scorer. Foul play, 3 on the bench. And Andre Hawkins, the man with the ball now, can ill afford to get his 3rd. Greg Monroe. Ewing came over there to greet him, and Monroe hit it anyway.
Well, in fairness to Andre Hawkins, he has to be careful what shots he takes, but it is a night off in a sense of Patrick Ewing defensively. Hawkins not able to do the things inside because of the height differential, and outside the speed, Patrick can play him and go on Monroe, as he did in that case.
Syracuse is in 10 of its first 15 shots, and they're still trailing. You have to play a perfect game to beat Georgetown. That's the only way to describe it. Ooh, Hawkins had to watch it there behind Billy Martin.
Good rebound
Alexis
there.
came away with it. The Orange men can close to within 1 as we near 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Greg Monroe all the way through. Hands off to Hawkins. He's fouled. He's got it. Syracuse can tie right here.
Good penetration. Greg Monroe's doing a terrific job. Reggie Williams caught. It's amazing what you can do when you get between people or amongst people. A little dish off, catchable. Andre Hawkins scoring a goal.
So Reggie picks up his 2nd. As you mentioned before, both teams in the bonus here. 6:34 remaining first half. Hawkins a chance to complete the 3-point play and tie this game at 25. That's it.
And the score is tied, 25 all.
And without Raphael Addison resting.
Now this end, all the Syracuse students are right behind the basket that Georgetown is going for. So they're all up, waving their arms, making a racket with the score tied. The favorite has won every game in this tournament. And Georgetown is favored in this one. Let's see if form holds. Jackson, another deadly jump shot.
And that was right in front of us. A beautiful stroke. John Thompson showing patience. Patrick out. Not concerned with the score tied, now down.
Sean Currens ties it back up. He has 8 points. He is 4 for 4. Inside of 6 minutes, 27 apiece. Monroe kicks it.
Full 45. with Patrick down wrestling. Now he's back in. It's amazing. A lot of coaches would be concerned about being tied or down. He has a certain amount of minutes. We said last night, approximately 32 a ball game, and he won a 32. He performed.
Dalton back in for the Hoyas. Michael Jackson dishes off to Bill Martin. John Currens played volleyball over to Alexis. The Orangeman can regain the lead as Pearl ran into Jackson. No foul called either way. Look at Pearl dribbling. Pearl stops and banks it in. The Orangeman lead by 2.
This is my city. The Pearl back at Boys and Girls High. And he just winked at press row.
The Garden's alive. The Pearl goes to town. Or shall we put the headline, The Pearl comes to Broadway.
Gorgeous performance.
Listen to this place, Bill. Alexis, the rebound.
And the Pearl was ready to go. Alexis didn't see him.
Wingate, uncharacteristically 1 for 5 shooting. Syracuse has regained the lead. 4:40 remaining till halftime. 29-27 Orangemen. Currens. Ewing the rebound, and now the Hoyas will come back trying to tie it again. Back and forth we go. Ewing, it's tied at 29.
When he touches it, something good normally happens.
10 points for Patrick. The Pearl runs into Jackson. Look at that pass, but an offensive foul called against the Pearl.
What a pass. And of course, a lot of people feel the referee on the foul line should make this call.
Look at this pass after the foul, Bill.
Incredible. That's Dick Paparo with the call out at the foul line. Maybe that's the man that should make that call. Larry Limbaugh let that go, but unbelievable pass at the end.
As of this moment, we have co-MVPs in this tournament. The Pearl and Ewing, the score is tied. I have a feeling whoever wins the game, that's who the tournament MVP is. Ewing or Pearl. It's going to be that simple.
You're right on the money.
Inside of 4 minutes, it's been everything, well, we thought it would be. You didn't know. Wingate found that pass. They're living on the baseline. Georgetown made a bad pass, and then it was Wingate.
That's right. Dalton turned for the rebound, thought there was a shot. Syracuse is down in the blue, trying to defend. If Michael Jackson or Reggie Williams and company could nail those jump shots, could open things up for the big man, Patrick Ewing.
3.5 minutes to go. The Hoyas have regained the lead, 31-29. Again, Madison resting with those 3 personals inside of 20 seconds on the 45-second clock. The Pearl goes to work. He's got it!
Absolutely sensational. Showing it all.
I said it last night. Let me say it. And the crowd comes to life.
It's worth being here, I'll tell you.
The Pearl just puts it in second gear. That's what it is about. He'll come up the court, and all of a sudden he just senses it. Right here, he had the juiced up, and he went to work. He converted it. The Orangemen have tied it again. We'll have more Big East basketball in just a minute.
Well, the scoreboard may say 31 apiece, but you wouldn't know it from the Syracuse bench. They believe they're ahead in this game. Why? Raphael Addison has been on the bench with the 3 fouls. They are still in the ball game. They have decided to let Georgetown beat them from the outside. If you look at that 2-3 defense, there are 5 players in the paint. They're giving Georgetown the shot, and they're going to let them beat them from the outside if they can. On offense, obviously, Pearl's got the green light. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Mike Gorman. Let's take a look at green light. It's stuck on green, Bill.
Well, there's a string on this ball. If you watch it, give it, take it away. And last night I said when he's a junior, wait till you see the stroke. He's improved that jump shot in an evening.
You know, when he had his career high 30 against Villanova yesterday, everyone said, yeah, well, wait till he plays Georgetown. He has 14 in the first half. He's hit his last 5 shots despite the rebounds for Georgetown. It's a tie game, 31-all. We've neared the 3-minute mark here at the Big East final at Madison Square Garden. Len Berman and Bill Raftery happy that they let us in to tell you about it. This is just a joy to watch.
Oh, it was showtime.
Wingate missed everything. Alexis the rebound. And just hand it over to Pearl and let him run the show.
Man to man.
Gene Smith, perhaps one of the top not perhaps, he is one of the best defensive players in the conference. That's why he's on the Pearl. Curran's kept it alive. Alexis is open over Graham. Graham might have touched it just a bit. And here come the Hoyas, a chance to regain the lead inside of 2.5 minutes. There's Patrick. Oh my goodness, he and Hawkins went down in a heap.
Andre Hawkins tried to take Patrick Ewing's legs away just to get his hands on the basketball. They had to run a fast break. Just get it up high enough. Look at the hand, the guide hand, looking for the basketball. Tremendous effort. Andre may have gone in the cylinder.
Oh, good isolation on Ewing. Look at that. 3 fouls on Hawkins. That's the important part of that story. Hawkins has to rest with 3. Addison's already down with 3. It's now on the shoulders of freshman George Papadakis from Ontario, having to play against this man, Patrick Ewing. And remember the sequence last night against St. John's, just swatting them away 2 in a row. The record 6 blocks last night.
I don't think George Papadakis has seen too many players of Patrick's ability up in Canada.
Well, I asked him about it because a lot of play, he comes from Leo Routon's high school, a former tournament MVP here in this tournament, and he said they're playing more and more basketball. Obviously, hockey is king up there, but a lot of recruiting going on north of the border. All right, it's just the second Hoya miss from the line tonight out of 14 shots. The Georgetown lead is 1, 2:15 remaining till halftime.
Gene Smith, the foul. You can't reach for the basketball. Right now, the smile, the Pearl, looking at press row after each sequence. He's got it going. He'll show it to you, take it back. You just got to keep your balance, don't reach.
Reggie Williams back in. Syracuse will go the final 2:14 of this half with Hawkins and Addison on the bench. So we'll see if Syracuse keeps it close. This is an important little 2-minute plus period, Bill. He did it again. The Pearl has missed 2 1-and-1 opportunities.
Jump ball.
That was a tied-up ball. It's Georgetown ball. Those missed Pearl free throws. 2 front ends of 1-and-1 in succession.
I tell you, he's got good rotation on the basketball tonight, more so than any night that we've seen him this year.
Let's see if Syracuse uses a lot of time when they do get the ball on offense because of that foul situation. Syracuse has to come out and greet him. Remember the earlier warning? Hoyas lead it by 1. And they're going to help Syracuse out here by taking their time. That helps Syracuse.
Sure it does.
Syracuse is the one with the foul trouble. Broadnax drives the lane.
Underneath.
And Wendell Alexis has whistled for the foul.
He thought he had all ball. But Georgetown's cute. They'll bring you out, pull a string on you, a post up by Horace Broadnax. Tough from this position to make the call, but just enough to throw you out of gear.
Is that like setting up with the curveball and then coming on with the heater? Is
Same, absolutely. Tempo.
All right, Dalton comes in, Williams goes out, the fire drill's on. Broadnax has missed 1 foul shot all year long. Now he hasn't taken lots, but that accounts for 95.2%. Horace is a spot player. He did hit double figures the last time these teams played. I'm sorry, Bill.
You might look for a little press now.
All right, Georgetown 14 for 16 from the line. A minute 40 remaining in the half. The Hoyas are up by 3 despite the heroics of Pearl Washington and his 14 points. Ewing leads the Hoyas with 11. 90 seconds till halftime.
They worry about zone offenses, but the Pearl can get between people. You don't have to really run your basic. He'll create things for you.
And Syracuse is taking its time. 45-second clock is still at 21, and that's another bad cross-court try. Ewing was standing there. The Hoyas can go up by 5 here as we near the 1-minute mark.
Gene Smith backing it out again. I mentioned they might press after that goal. I thought the attack by Broadnax, John Thompson might try and get a couple of quickies off the press.
Here's our score. 56 seconds remaining in the half. Broadnax takes it. Doesn't go. The Hoyas are all over the offensive board. Martin converts. Any one of 3 Hoyas were there in position. They lead by 5.
Patrick Ewing kept that alive.
So Syracuse had that mini run a little while ago. It's now Hoyas. 35 seconds to go till halftime. Will the Orange play for 1? They trail by 5.
Jimmy Boeheim's trying to get the retention. He's saying back it out.
1 shot. They will play for 1.
Makes good sense. in the hole with the two big people.
So this last little 2-minute period did turn out to be pretty critical. Down to 12. Pearl looks up at the clock as he dribbles. Puts it between his legs. Double team. Nearly loses it. Throws up the jumper. Short. 1 second to go. It's halftime. And so, despite Pearl Washington's 14 points, Patrick Ewing had 11. That led the Hoya attack. It was an exciting first half, but the Georgetown Hoyas clearly in control as the Orangemen were foul plagued as we wound down the first half. That's the end of the half. The Pearl goes to work. Georgetown 36, Syracuse 31. We'll be back with halftime. Mike Gorman and guest Mike Tranchisi in just a minute. All right, back at the Garden. Our halftime score. After several ties and lead changes, Georgetown. The last couple of minutes with Syracuse in foul trouble. Addison and Hawkins 3 apiece. Opened up the 5-point lead. The Pearl 14. Sean Curran's picking up the slack. Look at Addison with the 3 fouls, just 2 points. Hawkins 3 fouls as well. Now for the Hoyas. Even though Patrick led the way, a little bit more balance, and of course the bench. The bench picked up 3 of the fouls. Ewing 11 points, Michael Jackson 6, and on it goes. Now, who will be the tournament MVP? Will it be the Pearl joining Leo Routens as Orange tournament MVPs? He put in his bid here.
This is great hustle by the Hawk. Andre Hawkins coming up with it. And here's between the leg, full control, equally adept at both hands, and kiss it off the glass. The Pearl, Washington.
Or will the tournament MVP be Patrick Ewing as he will try to join Craig Shelton and Sleepy Floyd as former MVPs in this tournament.
And with the send it in high percentage field goal, Patrick Ewing.
All right. Yeah, we hope that Big East Commissioner Dave Gavitt's enjoying the game in Kansas City tonight on KEKR television. I'd like to thank that station and all the many stations around the country on the Metro Sports Television Network tonight. Watching us all over the place. Hope you're enjoying it. We're having fun here. 36-31 Georgetown. Syracuse in foul trouble, but Addison and Hawkins will start the second half playing with 3 fouls apiece, Bill.
Well, Addison, I think, is a key guy in sense of scoring. And, of course, a quick note, Jake Krauthamel feeling good. The AD at Syracuse, they wanted that passed on, up and about.
All right. The Pearl has to make Jake feel pretty well. Here we go. Syracuse bench and fans stand until their first points of the half. Georgetown immediately man-to-man. Hawkins goes over Ewing and cans it.
We never permitted that rule at our place, standing till the first field goal. Some evenings it took quite a while, but Andre Hawkins challenging for the first time the big people of Georgetown. But John Thompson looking for a warning early here to establish maybe later a tee by Syracuse. Where Syracuse out early now, so no need for Dick Paparo to warn the Hoyas. And this is Addison, I think.
Boy, oh boy, as Jackson went through in the first 53 seconds, Raphael Addison picks up number 4.
And the little guys always have a way, and that's one. Raphael Addison came from his box all the way across the lane. Maybe should have let that one go.
Michael Jackson on the line.
Well, he'll come out shortly. Addison will. Jackson a good foul shooter. 6 first half points.
Alexis in Len now.
Wendell Alexis, number 45.
Long time to go.
Replacing Raphael Addison. And Greg Monroe, number 11, is in, replacing Gene Walker.
So the Hoyas remain hot from the foul line. Monroe's in now. They've hit 16 out of 18 from the line. That's why they lead by 5. Not yet a minute gone, second half. This is the Big East final, live from Madison Square Garden. Hawkins with the dish off. Turnover, but Georgetown couldn't control it, and Syracuse gets a break.
Now, if Andre Hawkins had a right hand, he had a hook shot. Caught dribbling with that right, unable to make a catchable pass.
Well, without Addison's firepower, someone will have to pick up the slack, or else this game will be history for Syracuse. Hawkins tries outside. In and out. Jackson puts it behind his back and runs into the Pearl. And Pearl picks up the foul, his second.
Two quick, strong backcourt people on one another there.
So Jim Boeheim will have to figure out something to solve this. The Hoyas now with a chance to open up their largest lead. They lead 5. About a minute and a half gone in the second half.
Man-to-man. Georgetown open with a spread. Now they're looking to get organized in their basic man-to-man offense.
Pearl steals it away. Let's watch him go to work on Billy Martin. Stops and pops. It drops.
Why not? Of course, that was a break there. That's one of those high spots that looked like Michael Jackson turned the ball over.
That's 16 points for Washington. Remember Johnny Most in Boston for years, the legendary Celtic announcer. He stops and pops. That's what he'd say all the time. All right. Reggie Williams. Ewing bats it way up to the rafters. Gene Smith comes down with it.
Now they've been winning the battle underneath. Guards have to get down and assist the big people. Syracuse not big inside.
No, Reggie Williams and Wingate are very cold in this game. Doesn't matter. Georgetown leads by 3. Rebound, Alexis. Syracuse trying to close it to 1 here. He goes to work, gets Ewing to commit. Alexis is open. There it is. The Pearl makes it happen.
He does. Extra dribble, pump fake, just breaking down the defense of Georgetown on that play.
So the 5-point Hoya halftime lead has been sliced to 2. Sliced to 1 rather. Syracuse has outscored Georgetown 6-2 here in the first 3 minutes.
And the man-to-man's been good.
Gene Smith, and it drops in for him. His first points.
Tough goal too. Going left, got the roll.
That's Georgetown's first field goal of the second half after 3 minutes. The 3-point lead for the Hoyas, 40-37. Both these teams figure to get NCAA bids. The winner gets the automatic bid by winning this tournament. No go and no second chance for the Orangemen. So quickly, the Hoyas can back it up to 5 again.
Alexis had a tough angle for a kiss shot.
This team is so explosive. Reggie Williams wheels away from Currens and cans it. The first thing he's hit tonight.
Well, we haven't said much about him, but with the ball, he's as good. Oh, a trip in the backboard. Gene Smith, unnecessary too. He had been beaten. Good. Like to see that. Back and help him up. That's. They had been tangling before, and of course nobody wants to look bad. There's the fake, and now the extended foot, but sportsmanship prevailed.
So the Hoyas have that 5-point halftime advantage again, 42-37. We've yet to play 4 minutes of the second half. Hawkins against Ewing.
The Hawk has been taking Patrick away from the goal a little bit, trying to open up some things.
Greg Monroe, maybe he can give him some offense. He is a good shooter. Ewing got a piece of it. Here come the Hoyas, hoping to go up by 7. Gene Smith finally controls it. Oh, misses. 2 guys hit the deck. Smith misses again. Currens the rebound with Ewing lying on the floor. Here goes Monroe. He's got Pearl on this side. Hawkins in the lane, gets tangled up. And if it's on Hawkins with the offensive foul, it's 4. If not, it's on Bill Martin.
It's on Bill Martin. And down the other end, Ewing and Hawkins dragged one another down to the floor, then pinned one another. The wrestling championship's going on in New Jersey. One here tonight. Martin underneath. The Hawk lost control.
Timeout is nullified.
Whew. Did you see Ewing and Hawkins?
Yeah.
Tag team wrestling.
Where's the beef? It was on the floor.
Andre Hawkins on the line, shooting 2.
Hawkins was 3 for 3 from the line in the first half. They'll have 2 more chances here.
They talk about players getting everything out of their ability. This young man here just gives all out each evening.
Sure does.
Outmanned in inches, not in weight, most evenings.
Now the television timeout. Hawkins with 9 points. Georgetown unable to shake Syracuse. A long time to go, 15.5 minutes. Georgetown 42, Syracuse 39 as they go down. We'll have more Big East basketball after these messages for you.
Joining me here on the sidelines, the All-American from St. John's, Chris Mullen. Quite a show the Pearl's putting on out there, Chris.
I think Pearl kind of picked up where it left off last night. I think he's really breaking down the defense, and once he gets the dribble going and he kind of frees the defensive man and, does whatever he wants to get in there for the easy layups.
Is the key to the game the Georgetown pressure?
I think Pearl's kind of handling it pretty good, but I think if Georgetown gets the defense going, they should come back, take Syracuse pretty easy.
Okay, Olympic tryouts coming up. Best of luck to you, Chris. Let's go back to Lenonville.
All right, thanks, Mike Gorman. There is a man who will be on the all-tournament team, I'm sure, when it's announced later tonight. He was the tournament MVP last year. He put on another terrific show last night in the losing cause with 29 points. You know what I'd like to see that he came to watch the game tonight?
A lot of the players are in the audience, but an outstanding year by Chris Mullen also.
Reggie Williams, no. Greg Monroe sneaked away with it. And a foul in the backcourt for Reggie Williams having a tough ball game tonight. Just picked up his 3rd personal.
John Thompson calling him over. Greg Monroe testing his upper lip, but he reminds me of George Stone a little bit too, the old Marshall basketball player. If he didn't get a jump shot, he'd back dribble, just open things up. He had such great range. He's right on the 10. I'm sure he'll nail a few.
He's made just 1. Syracuse a chance to close it to 1. Currens is wide open. That's a good shot for him. Double figures for Sean Currens. He is 5 for 6 from the field, and they'll have to do it with Addison in foul trouble.
Georgetown switched defenses. Somebody fell asleep, wasn't on that side of the 2-3.
So Georgetown now nursing a 1-point lead inside of 15 minutes remaining in regulation.
2 good slot shooters in the ball game now for Georgetown. Broadnax on 1, Reggie Williams on the other.
Quadruple teamed Ewing is, finds Broadnax. He finds Bill Martin. Good passing doesn't pay off. Alexis held off Reggie Williams to get it, and no foul. He was in wide open field, just holding him with one hand and rebounding with the other.
No call.
Boy, Thompson's up, but I don't blame him. Syracuse with a chance to regain the lead for the first time in the second half. But no, traveling on Wendell Alexis.
Well, the Syracuse bench is up, and really, referees have taken the crossover move out of basketball. The tendency now, don't teach it because it looks like a walk. Sometimes you don't watch the pivot foot.
Well, if it looks like a walk, they feel it is a walk. Freddie Brown is back in the lineup. So 6 minutes gone, second half. Georgetown continues to lead by 1.
And this is a small lineup for Georgetown.
Freddie Brown at guard is just hanging around the baseline. Ewing in traffic.
Just 13. Throw it up there. I'll get it. Got hit in the jaw again, it looks like.
Ewing is 4 for 4 from the field and 5 for 6 from the line.
Just a motion offense by Syracuse. The big people screen for one another.
Inside to Hawkins, up against Ewing. Greg Monroe sneaked in for another rebound. Freddie Brown kept it in bounds, but Michael Jackson didn't see it, so Syracuse gets another 45 seconds on the clock.
Not that they weren't playing hard earlier. It's picked up.
Ewing did that. He got the hand in there. Broadnax all the way through and missed it. Followed by Reggie Williams. And then the foul.
The Pearl, it looks like. But right now, the level of involvement has gone up a notch. Broadnax hitting the back rim, and good hustle here, keeping the ball in play by Reggie Williams. They gave this to the Pearl.
That's 3 on Dwayne. Boeheim isn't really smiling.
A smile of derision.
Well, he's been shooting in tough luck tonight, Reggie Williams. An uncharacteristic off night, both at the line and from the field. If he makes it, the Hoyas lead by 4. Oh, how often do you see that?
Not very often.
Especially the way the Hoyas have been shooting foul shots tonight. They missed 2 in the entire first half. They've already missed those 2 here in the second half. Inside of 13 minutes now.
Freddie Brown's got one to Alexis.
Alexis is left alone.
And the interesting thing there is Alexis had posted up. They passed them up. He stepped out to the foul line. Freddie Brown stayed in. So 2 mental errors now by Georgetown's defense.
And again, Syracuse within 1. 12.5 minutes to go in regulation. Broadnax. No. Washington the rebound. The Orange can take the lead. Here goes the Pearl. Over to Currens.
Sensational.
The roof was just blown off the Garden on that Pearl assist. The Orangemen, for the first time in the second half, have taken the lead. 45-44. 12 minutes and 8 seconds remain as we go to commercial. Look at that pass, folks. Currens for 2. Let's pause for these messages now, everybody. All right. Look at this stuff.
This is the war that goes on within a ball game and using all the floor. Patrick Ewing now fronts the back cut, facing the basketball. He's got good agility, but they have been banging one another all ball game, and nobody seems sore nor tired because of the importance of the ball game.
Hawkins is listed at 245. After that series of maneuvers, he's down to 243. Syracuse, look at that. Syracuse 61 and 60 field goal percentage. Georgetown just 25% in the second half, and they can take the lead here anyway. Inside of 12 minutes remaining in regulation. The 45-second clock is down to 15, and that is not characteristic of Georgetown. Now Thompson just wants things to settle down a little bit, I would suspect.
Well, I think he wanted it inside. They've been trying.
The strip by Washington. He's on the side, Greg. Monroe takes it himself. Doesn't go. That would have been a Syracuse 3-point lead. Instead, the Hoyas come back. He made the nice play.
Well, the Pearl wanted it early. Greg Monroe did the right thing. He missed them at the right time, kept the dribble.
Pearl has 16 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 1 rebound. And about 200,000 oohs and ahs.
Against the 2-3. Now, Reggie Williams normally takes that shot.
Now he takes it. I told you, he's been off all night, but a foul is called. This will be the 4th team foul against Syracuse in the second half.
Well, you can see the experienced people talking to Reggie. That's the shot right there. Now, with the pump fake, gets himself a little tighter, but he nailed that, as we both know, up at Syracuse with regularity. But he's grimacing, fighting himself a little bit. Patrick Ewing and company just told him to calm down.
When do you bring Raphael Addison back, Bill?
Well, as long as they stay tight, why not wait? 7 minutes, 6.5. Get it as tight as you can. Right now, Alexis is doing a terrific job, so there's no need.
Georgetown has taken 21 foul shots and missed 4 tonight. 7 points for Reggie Williams.
There's the passive press now. Backpedaling. Just trying to tease the Syracuse club.
So Georgetown has regained the lead now inside of 11 minutes.
2-3 zone now, away from the man-to-man.
Of course, Ewing, the big guy in the middle, fronting and playing havoc with Andre Hawkins, who's trying to stay as far away as he can. Freddie Brown is also pestering Hawkins over there. Guard down there, pestering the center.
Well, the Pearl's been able to do some things.
They leave this wing open again. Monroe can't hit it. Alexis kept alive. Ahead for Williams from Wingate, who slips. And Syracuse gets it back. The Pearl goes to work. 2.
Oh, big smile, too. He loves New York.
And New York loves him.
The crowd is almost totally disappointed when he doesn't handle the ball on the break.
Wingate banks it in, so now they're heating up as each basket produces a different leader. Georgetown now on top, 48-47. The Pearl has taken 12 shots and nailed 9 of them, and not the layups as yesterday. Remember, he's not noted for outside shooting.
He has that ability to do what has to be done, whether it's playmaking. Against Connecticut in the first round, they took him out of the game. He was satisfied not to get a lot of points.
What do you think? Has Jim Boeheim done anything differently in this game? You know, he lost pretty good those first two meetings this year.
Well, believe it or not, they've stayed out of foul trouble. They got those 3 for the 2 big people late. I think they've just controlled the game, taken good opportunity fast breaks.
45-second clock at 5, so the Pearl goes to work with a wild shot, but the foul is called on Patrick Ewing.
Oh, no real need other than Patrick trying to let Pearl know, you've got to respect me. That's not the type of foul you usually see Patrick Ewing commit.
2 on Ewing.
And this is more to show him that I'm still on the basketball floor.
Now, of course, it was Patrick who made that shot go as wild as it went. Now Michael Jackson comes on for the Hoyas, replacing Freddie Brown. There's Michael.
Now you've got defense in Gene Smith. 2 point guards with Michael Jackson and Gene Smith.
"19 points and counting. And we're tied at 48 as Ralph Dalton comes on.
We don't have the fast break number, but Syracuse has gotten back quite well to negate the running game of Georgetown, too.
Yeah, that last time down when Reggie Williams slipped.
Absolutely. They're balancing the floor and watching the ball as they backtrack.
We've had 7 lead changes and 8 ties. Syracuse now has the lead. We still have a full 9 minutes to go in regulation. Free throws, a big story for the Hoyas, but the Orange hanging close, 7 of 8 from the line. So 30 foul shots taken from both squads, just 5 misses. Ewing stripped it away from him. A good pass from the Pearl to Monroe, and a foul. How did the Pearl find it there?
Well, he just knows, he counts, he reads, he's very aware of what's going on in the ball game. This lead pass setting up the foul on Reggie Williams. Good hold off there, too. Greg Monroe, a lefty, switching it to the right side of his body.
Well, with those 4 personal fouls, Reggie sits down. And another all-star, Bill Martin, comes on. And Greg Monroe goes to the line. The fellow's only taken 6 foul shots all year. He's made 3 of them.
Quite a lot of minutes tonight.
Because of the foul trouble for Madison. He's the scorer. And he's in there instead of Waldron. And he misses both foul shots.
At the end of the game, Gene Waldron usually is the guy on the floor, though. We'll see.
And I think he needs the extra offense, even though he had to put a guard instead of a forward because of the fouls on Addison. Ewing in traffic, and it rolls off. Dalton followed it, and the foul is committed, and the point was to Hawkins, and if that's so, that is 4 on Hawkins. And that is the call. So Syracuse now in deep foul trouble.
Patrick Ewing keeping the ball high. He made the mistake earlier of putting it on the floor in traffic, turned it over, and really a nickel dime variety. A little reach in after all the pulverizing that's been going on. And there's your answer.
Raphael Addison with 4 fouls. Has to replace Andre Hawkins with 4. So he can't play without both of them. He has to try 1.
Absolutely. Alexis becomes the center.
5 team fouls on both teams. And Georgetown shooting here in the second half, Bill, just 4 for 14.
The holdup is to try and get one of our cameramen out of the way under the basket. Last time Reggie Williams fell into him.
Our camera people are everywhere. 8.5 minutes remaining in regulation. And Syracuse steals it away. Go get him, Pearl. Oh my goodness, and it almost went in. And Jim Boeheim is irate, calling for a foul. Michael Jackson traveling, no basket.
There was no foul. The Pearl slipped. Jimmy Boeheim, please, Jody. And that's as upset.
The thing I can't believe is this almost went in after all this, Bill. Look at this.
Incredible. His feet really gave.
Look at this. And it almost fell in.
And the foul.
And Patrick Ewing just picked up his third personal. So the fouls are starting to tell a big part of the story here this evening at the Big East Final.
And the Hoyas have 5 team
The last
fouls,
few minutes,
16 fouls.
some wacky things have occurred, and I think that's just the total involvement of all the players.
So that was the 6th team foul on Georgetown. Next one will put Syracuse in bonus. Syracuse still has one more foul to burn. As we wind down towards 8 minutes remaining in the second half, the Orangemen a chance to open up a 3-point advantage. They trailed by 5 at halftime. And Madison, keep your eye on this man right here. Short. Alexis had it taken away. 3-on-1 for the Hoyas. The one is the Pearl. Jackson is allowed to go through, and the Hoyas have the lead again.
Wise move, good looking fast break. Lanes filled properly, the dish off, the Pearl not fouling.
And Addison nearly has it stolen away. Georgetown 50, Syracuse 49. 7 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Dalton just picked up his second for the Hoyas, and we will have free throws on this one, 1-1.
With Dalton in the ball game in the 2-3 set, Ewing plays a wing. Dalton tangled up with Wendell Alexis.
That was Dalton's second personal foul.
Alexis, a fine foul shooter, 81%. Syracuse has only taken 6 foul shots in the second half. They've made 4. Now it's 5 of 7. Alexis fouled out of both previous Georgetown games and not in serious foul trouble tonight. Syracuse regains the lead. 51-50. A full 7 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. TV timeout is called. Michael Jackson gets the Matador defense, gets the 2 points. We'll be back in just a minute, everybody.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. Joining me on the sidelines, the voice of basketball on CBS, Billy Packer. I think the Pearl was watching this afternoon when you named him to the all-freshman team.
Well, he's a great performer, putting on quite a show right here. And, you know, he intimidates the defense, which is kind of unusual for a point guard. Normally it's the other way around, but he's fun to watch.
Any predictions down the stretch here? A 1-point game with 8 to go?
I'm amazed. I think when the clock goes off, there's going to be an entirely different ball game. Whoever's got the lead at that time, I see in a real strong position.
Okay, look forward to the tournament, Bill. Thanks for coming
Same
by.
here. Thank you.
Back to Len and Bill.
Too many CBS guys around here. Come on, forget his analysis. What do you think, Raftery?
Can't believe he went on the TV, national television, without a blazer.
Unbelievable. What do you think? Surrounded by these CBS analysts.
Well, I guess I have to follow what he said. That's what they taught me.
All right. 51-50. Syracuse over Georgetown. 7:25 remaining in the second half. Blocked away by Alexis. Syracuse 4-on-2, but they throw it away. Monroe was looking for the Pearl. Pearl turns around and says, okay, Greg, just calm down.
Well, some players have the ability to read ahead, some don't. Greg Monroe would have been better off just eating that dribble.
We are now at the 7-minute mark. The Syracuse lead is 1, and this is a bit surprising at this point. A lot of people thought with Georgetown blowing away Syracuse twice this year that this game might not be so close, particularly the way Georgetown shot 72% and played the perfect game against St. John's last night. Michael Jackson from deep. No. Rebound. Comes out. Now it's in the Pearl's hands.
Great block to save the basket, but underneath.
Pearl wants to greet his supporters up in the stands. Sign a few autographs, Pearl, while you're up there.
They won't let him back.
He's in friendly territory. That's the Syracuse end.
If that happened to be the Georgetown end, they'd push him out the back door. But just a crossover move in traffic now. There's nobody in his left lane. Crossover move down low to protect the dribble. Great block down there. David Wingate and the Pearl might as well sell some concessions. He's doing everything else.
Boy, oh boy.
Come on back, Pearl.
Michael Jackson picked up the foul. Pearl takes the foul shot. Hits it. 21 points and 5 assists, which means it accounted for 31 of Syracuse's 52. Patrick gets it back. Curran's nearly stole it. The Pearls missed some foul shots. Front ends of 1 and 1. He could have had 5 more points if he hit all of his free throws, and Syracuse might have been up by 7. Instead, they lead by 2. Georgetown looking to tie it with 6:20 remaining. And Billy Packer and you were talking about the shot clock. That's turned off in about a minute and a half from now.
Well, it's an important aspect. As you know, Georgetown, we mentioned last night, David Wingate with a tough shot.
Ewing short on the follow, and Syracuse gets it. Addison the rebound, and now at the 6-minute mark, the Orangemen can go up by 4, which would be their largest lead. The noise you hear is from the Orange supporters down at that end where Syracuse is shooting towards.
Motion offense now.
Greg Monroe in traffic off for Madison. Currens is left alone at the line. Syracuse by 4.
Sean Currens gets his feet under him. He's a good shooter. Little gambling defense by Georgetown now. Timeout. John Thompson.
And you know what that did, Bill? With a still 5 minutes and 33 seconds remaining, Georgetown has just 1 timeout remaining. Sean Currens hits his 14th point. Orange by 4. We'll be back in just a minute to Madison Square Garden. A day to remember in collegiate basketball. #1 North Carolina losing. Kentucky beating Auburn at the buzzer for the SEC championship. Ray Meyer's last regular season home game, all capped off by this. The Orangemen looking for the major upset here. 54-50, they lead Georgetown. The Hoyas have just 1 timeout remaining with a full 5 minutes and 33 seconds to go.
You know what's intriguing to me? The last 4 or 5 minutes, Georgetown has deliberately tried to get the ball to Patrick Ewing, and it's slowed up their offense. They've been sticky, not getting the other people into it. Usually, John Thompson, the kids play that loosey-goosey and forget about him. Tonight, they're getting hurt by it.
For the first time in this tournament, an important possession for the Hoyas, this time down. There's Mr. Important. There he is, Patrick Ewing, just his 2nd field goal of the second half. 15 points overall. We are now at the 5-minute mark. Syracuse by 2. Make it 4. Addison.
And the Pearl saw it. Once again, the switching of defenses. Georgetown not having a man on Raphael Addison. The Pearl delivered it.
192 assists now for the Pearl, tying Leo Routen's Orange record. Addison just his 2nd field goal. After this possession, no more 45-second clock. And if Syracuse is up by 4, they may try to hold it a bit. Remember what he did against St. John's? Ewing in traffic, hits it, and he's fouled. What a play.
Great effort. You can see now David Wingate's trying to start a fire for his club, penetrating the weak side rebound. Now agility. The bump, knowing where he is, and the proper spin with the right-hand delivery.
Greg Monroe just picked up his 3rd. There's Greg. And Patrick will go to the line where he is 5 for 6 tonight. Hawkins is back in, replacing Currens. So Syracuse going with Hawkins and Addison, both with 4 personals. Big hand for Currens. 14 points for him tonight in this important ball game against Georgetown.
Of course, to answer you, Syracuse did hold it against St. John's. Different story with this club. They're very aggressive defensively. The tip, Michael Graham, Hawkins, big rebound.
4.5 minutes left. Syracuse leads by 2. And no more 45-second clock. The reason he held it against St. John's in overtime was because he felt he didn't have the better team out there.
Jimmy Boeheim saying, run the offense.
Hawkins all the way through, draws the foul, and he will go to the line.
David Wingate with the help out. And that time, the Hawk, Andre Hawkins, deep from the basket. Foul line extended, pretty good ball handling. The crossover, and David Wingate called for the foul. The ball slipped out of Hawkins' hand. Woo. Of course, Larry Limbaugh right on top of it. David Wingate with the hand in.
Last time Georgetown trailed in the game was at halftime to Providence in the quarterfinals Thursday evening, and they trailed by 2 at halftime. They beat St. John's last night, never trailing in the game. But here with 4:14 remaining, as David Wingate takes a rest, they are down by 2. Hawkins perfect in the line tonight, 5 for 5. Both teams now miss a free throw.
Like players to lean in a little, pull those shoulders back on that free throw. Get it over the front.
10 points for Hawkins. A 3-point lead for Syracuse. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in regulation for the Big East Championships at sold-out Madison Square Garden. Reggie Williams tipped a bit by Addison. Ewing tipped it back to Williams. No, sir. Michael Graham in there. He tried to go up with it. Hawkins comes away and the foul is called and Graham is held off. Hawkins is upset and I believe he's just ejected him.
A lot of Pearl wants him ejected.
Well, I saw Dick Paparo motioning off to the bench.
Good refereeing here, though. They got right in the middle of it.
What was Dick Paparo motioning? He's going to talk about it now with Jody Sylvester.
There's the forced jump shot. Great rebound in here by Michael Graham. Alexis actually shoved. Hawkins. Ooh, maybe Dick saw the swing.
Dick Paparo might have called it a flagrant foul. Now he is meeting in the forecourt. We have a huddle of the 3 officials. There are the coaches watching, but out on the floor, all 3 officials are discussing it. Because Paparo's first signal was out of the game for Michael Graham on the flagrant foul.
I'll tell you what, I think Paparo, when he saw the left hand, he thought it looked like a punch by Graham, and in actuality, it looked like he was going to get the other hand on the basketball.
Now they'll explain it to the coaches.
You know exactly what I'm saying? As the right hand was near Hawkins, the left hand swung as though it were going for the basketball, and Paparo may have read that as a punch. They're calling a 2-shot.
All right.
Intentional, that's all.
All right. Intentional, but not flagrant.
Right.
Flagrant means you're out of the game.
He's out.
But they're calling it now an intentional foul, and Jim Boeheim doesn't like that decision.
And Jimmy's just saying, Paparo, you threw him out, stick with it. But I agree, I think the referees got together, and Michael Graham in no form was trying to get that left hand back in on the basketball.
All I can say is I'm glad it wasn't Patrick Ewing they were discussing.
Maybe we can hear it. I'm not too good. John Thompson must be in his favor.
Sure. There's Michael Graham in the middle. Now the 2 coaches.
Jody Sylvester straighten it out. But that's the one thing, and I would say Dave Gavitt espouses coaches getting along. In the heat of battle, they all have been able to enjoy one another too, and Jim Boeheim disagreeing vehemently.
So let's sort it out. It's an intentional foul, which means 2 shots, but not a flagrant foul, which would have meant an ejection from Michael Graham. And that's what Paparo signaled immediately, Bill.
Well, in fairness to him, I absolutely think he thought it was a punch. And
I'm glad he talked to the other officials.
Right,
obviously, that's why they're here.
Was really a vicious attack for the basketball.
All right. 3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining.
And, of course, Dick Paparo has to listen to Jimmy Boeheim. It's a difficult situation to explain to one another.
Andre Hawkins on the line, 2 shots.
All right, Andre Hawkins will go to the line. So Syracuse leads by 3. Mike?
Gentlemen, just an observation. Previous trip up the floor, Andre Hawkins really caught Michael Graham in the midsection with an elbow. Graham took a little swing at him then, wasn't picked up by the referees. Next time up, you saw what happened.
All right, good call. Mike Gorman crouched down near the Syracuse end. He would have had a good angle at it. So Syracuse's lead is 4. Hawkins goes for his 12th point. Look at the concentration on this junior's face from Malvern, New York. Trying to give Syracuse their biggest lead of the night, which would be 5. Wow. 3:52 to go. The Orangemen looking for the first upset of the 1984 Big East Tournament.
Don't forget the great ability to score and burst by Georgetown and the good press.
Reggie Williams, who's been off tonight, drills it that time. 9 points for Reggie. The lead is 3. 3:35 to go.
Syracuse leads 59-56.
Blocking foul against Gene Smith, his 3rd.
Trying to create a turnover there. The Pearl, if any weakness this evening, it's been the free throw. Gene Smith trying to position himself with the motion. Larry Limbo with the call.
All right, the foul situation, Syracuse has committed 6, so which means the next foul would put Georgetown in the bonus. So everything will be shot here on out. The Pearl, 3. for 6 from the line tonight. Boy. The Pearl misses another front end of a 1-and-1, so that adds up to about 7 points he could have had from the line, but they do get to keep it and maybe get the 2 points back.
I think Boeheim will keep him in the ballgame. Good alert play by Wendell Alexis.
Well, if this lead holds up, the Pearl is your tournament MVP. I don't want to count all. They have 2 balloters from each city of the 9 Big East schools. That's how it works. 3-12, Syracuse keep away with a 3-point lead. Now they go for it. Hawkins, 5-point lead.
Well, there's a switch, huh? Patrick Ewing known for the foot speed. The big guy, Andre Hawkins, able to show it, put it on the floor. It is a tough foul down low. Both going for the loose ball.
And Madison just fouled out.
Number 5, and they'll shoot a 1-and-1 on this.
Again, for the second time, Bill, they throw the ball away, but patrolling the baseline, someone's just there.
Well, Billy Martin down below, I believe that pass was for Patrick Ewing.
It was, yeah, they overthrew him. That happened before. Georgetown's been living on those baselines. The hand for Addison, the look on his face, 5 personals. And he fouls out with just 4 points. That from a player who averages 18 a game. But Syracuse leads by 5. Sean Currens replaces him.
I'm sure Sean will be on Ewing's side here. Hawkins and Currens to squeeze.
And Bill Martin will shoot the 1-and-1. And at this juncture, trailing 5 with 2:58 remaining, this becomes an important 1-and-1.
Nobody squeezed Patrick Ewing. Sean Currens was on that side with Andre Hawkins, and neither one pinched.
Followed by Wendell Alexis, his 3rd personal foul, 3 on Alexis.
Pivotal play there. Whereas Patrick Ewing's tough enough with his size if you don't squeeze him.
And only 2 seconds dropped off the clock, so 2:56 left. Fred Brown in. Reggie Williams out. Georgetown, after the scintillating foul shooting in the first half, has cooled off. Just 4 of 8 here in the second after going 14 for 16 in the first. And one more. 18 points for Patrick. In this tournament, he had 18 against Providence, 24 against St. John's, and this would give him 19. All right, 2:50 to go. Syracuse leads by 4.
And the charge on the pass by
And
Andre
Hawkins just fouled out.
Number 5, and he got himself out of control in the backcourt. Very tough to stop that cargo. The Hawk, and there's Jimmy Boeheim saying, why, Andre? Try and stop on a dime when you're toting 250. On the pass off, Andre Hawkins, and a terrific basketball game for Andre.
Well, Hawkins, for the 3rd time this year, fouls out of a game against Georgetown. Finishes with 14 points. Now will Syracuse hold it when they get it?
Well, I think they've been opening the floor the last few sequences, and if it shows take it, that's Jimmy Boeheim's style. The pressure defense now, they've been able to handle it, and one of the reasons has been Andre Hawkins on the half-court end, so somebody will have to help the Pearl out. Gene Waldron, the logical guy now, playing a little smaller.
Number 32 in for the Hoyas.
Rodnack's in. Martin out. So Georgetown going with 3 little guys, Reggie Williams and Patrick Ewing. Syracuse without Hawkins and Addison. 1-and-1 for a fine foul shooter, Michael Jackson. And with 2:48 remaining, if he sinks this one, Georgetown is within 2.
Knocking at the door. Hey, I think this youngster had poise in grade school.
Georgetown pressing. Waldron now getting some playing time. Rodnax is with them. Get it to Pearl. That's the idea. 2:40 left. They bring Patrick all the way outside. He's watching Kearns. It's a man-to-man, and Syracuse takes the first of its 3 timeouts. So when we come back, 2:33 remaining. Let's pause for these words from your local station with Syracuse leading Georgetown 61-59. We'll be right back, everybody. All right, there are the numbers. 2:33 left. Syracuse by 2. Both teams shooting in the bonus. Syracuse 2 timeouts left. Georgetown just 1. The next change of possession on a tied-up ball, jump ball, so to speak, would go to Georgetown.
Now the lineup, 3 guards in for Syracuse. John Thompson now with 3 guards for the defense. Gene Smith, Michael Jackson, Horace Broadnax.
Syracuse will hold it as long as they can, I think.
Tough to get it in there.
Inside of 2.5 minutes. Syracuse played keep away for 2 full minutes, and there's a 5-second call.
Violation.
They did not break the line within 5 seconds. Those little lines on either side of the court.
28-foot line, and Jimmy Boeheim had just said to the Pearl, Dwayne Washington, break the line, and I really think it was a mental lapse by the Pearl as well as good defense.
So, with 2:15 left, the Hoyas looking to tie it up. Michael Jackson. And they get another chance at the 2-minute mark.
What a check out there on Patrick Ewing.
Jackson, we're tied.
He is not afraid. Took the jump shot, came back with the layup.
61-61. A minute 42 to go to the side. The Big East champion for 1984. The Pearl. 2.
He can make that kiss shot.
23 points for the Pearl. 90 seconds to go.
Gene Smith, so important now defensively on Dwayne Washington.
Jackson from downtown. Papadakis the rebound. The freshman, and a foul is called on Patrick Ewing.
I'll tell you, George Papadakis, we've watched him practice and play minutes. He's a tough, gritty competitor. And again, their money man, Michael Jackson.
That's not out of his range.
He makes them and likes to take the pressure shot.
What a rebound for the freshman.
And if not...
Was that on Ewing?
Yes, if not a foul on Ewing, there was a steal underneath.
Yeah. That's Patrick's 4th. And there will be free throws here. Papadakis will go to the line. And he hasn't been there at all this year.
I believe he's shooting around 76%. Check my stats.
From the line, 76 in Big East in overall play, 85 in Big East, and he missed it. He had taken 16 foul shots all year. As we wind down towards 1 minute remaining, Georgetown looking for the tie.
Patrick taking advantage of the 3-second lane, a little more now, late.
Reggie Williams, no. Kearns a rebound. Here goes Greg Monroe, 1 against 2. Here comes Papadakis.
Steps.
Traveling is called.
And really, Greg Monroe should not have given it up, believe it or not. The temptation for any big man is to take it to the goal. If Greg Monroe could have been patient, fan dribbled, eaten the basketball, either or, would have saved that turnover. Jimmy Boeheim signaling.
Georgetown, ice cold, just shooting 33% in this half. Michael Jackson ties it.
Not the least bit afraid. That's one thing you have to like about that gutty performer.
30 seconds to go, Bill. We've got a tie game. And Syracuse takes a timeout.
Oh, could you ask for more?
Each team now has 1 timeout remaining.
All right, you might hear John Condon in the background, the PA announcer, saying just 1 timeout left per team. Remember, Georgetown took 2 of their 3 early.
Now you noticed before, Len, how hard it was for Syracuse to get the basketball in. Georgetown's very good defensively. They're active. If you loop the ball and put it up for grabs, they have great speed to intercept. The front, don't forget, they have a man in the back that can help if anybody busts to the goal. So you might look for Syracuse to get the ball in towards the backcourt, but they took that lane away before.
Should the Pearl hit one to win it for Syracuse here, the legend of Washington, I would have said would have been born, but it's already been born. It will grow immensely.
It's been enhanced this evening. I'm sure they'll spread it. You might look for him to get the ball back somewhere around the 10 or 9 second mark. And of course, defensively, if Gene Smith's in the game, if the Pearl gives it up, he might tighten the screws, try and face guard him, not let him get the basketball back. They've been doing a lot of wide open penetration off the dribble.
25 seconds remain in regulation. The score is tied, 63 apiece. This is nothing new for Syracuse. Almost all of their games over the past month and a half have been decided by 4 points or less.
And they're giving Syracuse the ball out way down. It was called out near the half-court line, now being given out. Foul line extended. Looks like everybody's matched up, but Patrick Ewing staying at home near the cylinder. Gene Smith really fronting, not letting the Pearl get the basketball.
Down to 10 and 11 rather, and Syracuse spends its last time out to decide what to do with its last 11 seconds.
Well, they made it very hard there for the Pearl to touch the basketball. Gene Smith doing an excellent job. With that in mind, it may fall into the hands of the other performers. Gene Waldron handled it that time. You might see Monroe, as we remember, against St. John's, hitting the corner jump shot, one of their better shooters. Of course, John Thompson undoubtedly saying, look, let's not foul. If we're going to lose, let's lose to a deep shot with the hand up. Everybody attack the glass. They're so good defensively that they can disrupt the best laid plans. And, you know, we talk about speed so much. It's such a tremendous asset all game, but at this particular time, you can come up with a big steal and still score in a matter of seconds.
They've played 18 conference games. They're in their third tournament game. And it will all be decided in the final 11 seconds. Syracuse without Raphael Addison and Andre Hawkins, who have both fouled out. So will it be this man?
Sean Cairns triggering. He's the important guy. That's a tough assignment too. Occasionally you only have one free man to inbound the ball. Don't forget, he's got to get it in or it's going to be a violation. No timeouts left.
Boy, just about everyone standing now underneath the baskets. They're starting to stand outside. Here we go, 9 seconds to go. Waldron off for Currens. He gets Patrick to commit. No, 2 seconds, and we will have overtime to decide the Big East championships at Madison Square Garden.
Utterly incredible. A good pump fake. Look at that. That's exactly the exasperation felt by the Syracuse followers and the jubilant Georgetown people. They dodged something there. Sean Cairns pump faking, getting Patrick Ewing, and I believe Patrick Ewing's ability to flail as he went by disrupted the shot just a little bit by Sean Cairns.
All right, so 5 more minutes. So each team getting 1 more timeout. So Georgetown now has 2, and Syracuse, which used all their 3, has just 1. Now in overtime games this year, Syracuse has played 4 and won 3 of them. Georgetown has played 1, a double overtime game against Villanova, and lost it. Let's take a look at Sean Curran, see how close he came to try to win it for Syracuse.
Patrick Ewing now gets pump fake, and as he's pump fake in the corner, the pass from Gene Waldron down as he gets into the thick of things to the corner. And now watch as he goes by. He's beat, and he just flails enough to throw off, and he may have touched him on the forehead, enough to throw or distract Sean Cairns.
Just off the rim, Broadnax tried to heave.
Got a piece of the glass.
That wasn't bad from the other foul line.
Got a piece of the glass.
He did hit the board.
And now look at the speed of Patrick Ewing now. As the ball hits the glass, watch who's right under the other end.
Whew. From that angle, it was a lot closer than it was.
And at the foul line, Patrick Ewing.
All right, 5 full minutes. Remember in the overtime against St. John's a few weeks ago, when Syracuse got a one, they were down by 1, Syracuse was, and they held the ball for 2.5 minutes and won it with a Greg Monroe jump shot. But Georgetown will get the first crack at it in overtime. Yes, a Big East Tournament final has been decided in overtime. Syracuse-Villanova took 3 overtimes at Syracuse 3 years ago before Syracuse won it.
Now the delay. Everybody assigned a man. Jimmy Boeheim directing people to match up. They've got 2 out. That's all they need out.
Broadnax for Ewing. Georgetown by 2.
And the foul, too. I believe it's on Sean Cairns. That's from deep in the corner. We talked about speed all night. Broadnax way deep in the corner, avoiding the foul, and not bad strength on that layup as Sean Cairns dragged the arms.
So that's 2 on Sean.
Patrick Ewing on the line, 1 shot.
Ewing with a chance to convert the 3-point play.
Fred Brown, number 20, is in for the Hoyas.
Freddie Brown in. Broadnax out. Ewing from the line is 1 of 3 in the second half. If this lead holds, Ewing is your tournament MVP.
Well, now with the passive set, just trying to slow Syracuse down. Back into the 2-3. Freddie Brown, the small forward this set. Forcing Syracuse to take more time to get the shot.
No shot clock in operation during the overtime, and we've played 1 out of the 5 minutes. Georgetown leads by 3. Pearl, Smith all over him. Dalton the rebound. Good defense from Gene Smith. With 3:42 remaining in overtime, the Hoyas can go up by 5.
4 corner right now. The spread. Everybody's going to have to come and match up. Georgetown with ability to beat you in the middle and then dump it off to the big guys cutting to the goal. As your man goes to help out.
Down to 3:15 remaining in the overtime. Michael Jackson.
Should have passed it off too, even though he got fouled. He had Patrick Ewing right alongside of him. Would have been an easy field goal. Papadakis committing right on the left there. Patrick Ewing. Explosion. And I'll tell you, Michael Jackson has confidence, likes the ball in key times, takes the shot.
That is how he adjusted as he was going up for that shot when Papadakis was committing the foul.
The clutch.
Jackson 4 for 4 from the line tonight.
2 shots.
16 points overall. He's had a fine history against Syracuse in his 2 years. Gene Waldron on, Papadakis out, so Syracuse will play without a true center with 3 guards. So with 3 minutes to go, if Jackson hits this one, the Hoyas will lead by 5.
Also, that 2-3 zone takes the Pearl out of the game a little bit. He's not able to turn the corner as well as he would with man-to-man.
Soft touch rolls in. That's the story. 68-63. The Hoyas have scored the first 5 points of overtime inside of 3 minutes remaining. The Orangemen need a hoop here. And Cairns over Ewing. Short. A deflection from Ewing.
Another one.
Hoyas can go up by 7.
Patrick saved the game, attacking Sean Cairns earlier. Regulation.
Halfway through overtime, off for Ewing. 7-point Hoya lead. They're on their way to the title. Curran's over Ewing. No. Pearl Washington in there. Draws the foul.
Sean Cairns is going to wake up tonight with Patrick Ewing flying through the air. Absolutely challenging. The deepest jump shot. I mean, he possesses a heart of a competitor.
The Hoya fans are starting an early celebration, yelling, "We're number one," at the other end of the floor.
Gave that one to Dalton.
Yeah. Pearl has missed his last 2 foul shot attempts, and I harken back to those missed free throws in the second half. 2 of them a front end of 1-and-1.
Well, now the Syracuse press, not with the same personnel, but a smaller group on the floor, maybe some speed.
Pearl, low trajectory foul shots, 25 points overall. Georgetown leads by 5. Syracuse will press with the 3 guards in there. No one will guard the inbounder, passer, Freddie Brown.
Pearl on Patrick Ewing.
Georgetown keeps it.
Well, they're saying double tick, and on the Syracuse bench, Jody Sylvester saying no. It's interesting. Dwayne Washington's matched up on Patrick Ewing. They may loop the ball real high. A hold by Washington.
No, Waldron. That'll send Gene Smith, not a particularly outstanding foul shooter, to the line.
Fouled by Gene Waldron. That's Waldron's first personal foul, his first.
Georgetown 70, Syracuse 65. Gene Smith 1-and-1 with 2:16 remaining in overtime.
Gene Smith. Correction.
They all shoot free throws well. Gene is 64% shooter.
Georgetown 3 for 3 in the overtime from the line. Perfect. So Smith looking to give the Hoyas that 7-point lead again with 2:16 remaining. No. So it's an even number. It's at 6. Here goes the Pearl. Slapped away nearly by Jackson. Now Gene Smith saved. No, he was on the sideline, says Jody Sylvester.
He is
Syracuse
quick.
ball.
Quick, Len.
Syracuse hopes to close it to 4 here as we near the 2-minute mark. They need it. Alexis over Ewing. Short. Ewing is everywhere on defense. Georgetown ball as Pearl went for the steal, and a foul on the Pearl.
You mentioned Patrick Ewing every shot. People say, why do you have Patrick on the wing of a 2-3 zone? That's the reason. Able to get out there and just control the whole forward spot. You don't get a shot against Georgetown without a hand or 2 challenging you.
Freddie Brown looking for his first point of the night. Just his 3rd point of the entire tournament. Georgetown by 7, 1:58 to go. Syracuse with just 2 points in the overtime, outscored 10-2. Those 2 points free throws from Pearl Washington. Gotta get it up quickly. Pearl flings it up, rolls off. Ewing the rebound. The Georgetown Hoyas are on their way to the 1984 Big East Championship, their 3rd tournament title in the 5-year history of this conference. Impressive. Jackson off for Ewing, and he's ripped to the floor and held back by Jody Sylvester as Gene Waldron wrestled him down.
And he smiled. I think he got hurt too. Gene Waldron gave the foul. That's basketball. Slap on the butt there by Gene Waldron, and this is what Patrick's done better. Great penetration of Jackson.
Ooh, a headlock.
Self-control, though. He's been much better this year, maturing, handling those adverse situations. Jody Sylvester saying, please stay down.
So for the first time in the history of the conference, the top seed will win the championship tournament. And a surprising tournament in the way that the favorite has won every one of the games played, Bill, and that doesn't happen in these postseason tournaments.
No, not frequently.
Just ask North Carolina about that.
Well, Jimmy Boeheim forced to play without the 2 starters. Your offense is out of sync. They're trying to score with the 3 guards in the lineup, having their troubles, and all of a sudden, on the fringe of 10.
Patrick looking for his 25th point, and I think he's got a lock on tournament MVP. What do you think, Bill?
I agree. I think you have to give it to him. And Pearl will get a few before he's done.
Waldron pumps and rolls it in, so Syracuse does get a field goal. Syracuse takes a timeout, their first field goal of the overtime.
Timeout, Syracuse.
Great effort by Syracuse.
It really was. 75-67, 8-point Georgetown lead.
They want to come right back out.
1:25 remaining in the overtime. They're both heading to the NCAA tournament. Georgetown, well, they may have to head west if North Carolina's the top seed in the East. Syracuse may very well head down to the Meadowlands in New Jersey for their first NCAA tournament action. That's what Jim Boeheim's hoping. And who else from the Big East will get a bid? Do you think, Bill, is Boeheim's trying to get the referee to move Georgetown on the floor?
Well,
who else should get a Big East bid? Villanova has a shot. St. John's has a shot.
I think those are the decisions. Villanova and St. John's. Tough one also. Of course, John Thompson taking advantage there. Jimmy Boeheim put his club right back on the floor. John took advantage. A few seconds more. But Syracuse, a couple of steals now, quick goals. Outside shot.
And we're going to ask you all to please remain off the court.
Into the big guy. Back to Brown. Over to Jackson. 80 seconds to go. Near steal by Alexis.
Good rotation in the back. The 4-man coming up.
1 minute and 18 seconds left. Georgetown followers, if they win here, will say we're number 1 not only in the Big East but in America, because North Carolina lost today. Wire Services will have their final regular season poll. If that's true, they would be the first Big East team to ever be ranked number 1.
I think if you ask Dean Smith or John Thompson, I think they...
Neither would want to be number 1 in the polls.
At the end of the year, they'd like it.
Right.
Gene Waldron with the giveaway out at the half-court line.
You know, you sit here and think that the Big East as a conference didn't exist 5 years ago, and now a full 5 years later, to see sold-out Madison Square Garden and these teams going at it in this overtime the way they are, it's really been a true, amazing storybook story for a conference.
Well, you've heard me say it before. Dave Gavitt formed the league and then left coaching. Very intelligent man.
Before we leave the air tonight, we have a highlight musical package which you are really going to enjoy. All the top highlights of this conference tournament set to music, and we ask our stations to hang with us because I think it's something the viewers will enjoy. 59 seconds remaining in this Georgetown tournament victory.
Sean Cairns grabbing the ball out of Ralph Dalton's hands, but the foul.
Georgetown won the championship the first year, 1980. The third year, 1982. Now the fifth year, 84. Syracuse won it one other time, and St. John's last year. And that's the story of this conference.
I think a terrific comeback by Georgetown. It was all Syracuse there late.
Sure was.
Good effort, showing some resiliency.
They made a couple of rebounds. Papadakis had one, Kearns had one, but when they brought it up, there was one traveling call against Papadakis. And
critical play.
Missed free throw, and
the Hawkins charge. A couple of little
can point to a lot of things at the end of regulation.
Keep you awake if you're a coach.
Ralph Dalton with his third point. Are the Hoyas? They're definitely a Final Four threat.
The more you see them.
Can they win it all?
Yes, the more you like them.
Maybe they can win it all. They'd like revenge in North Carolina after that 1-point loss 2 years ago. Syracuse will keep it. Georgetown leads 78-67. That's an 11-point margin with 49 seconds to go in the overtime. The Pearl.
That's the first free shot he's had of late.
27 points for Pearl Washington. Gene Smith. Dalton went for the follow. Back comes the Pearl. The lead is 9 for Georgetown. 30 seconds to go. Currens. Pearl found him open. In and out for Currens. And you think back to the end of regulation when Currens' game-winning shot just went off the rim. If that had dropped, Syracuse would be the champions right now.
On that play alone, Patrick Ewing may have shown why he's MVP. Just plays so hard.
Listen to this ovation for the Pearl. He just fouled out after scoring 25 points.
Coming of age. Incredible. Week in his hometown.
27 points for the Pearl, rather, and he fouls out the third Orangeman to foul out. Big ovation. 6 assists with 3 steals to go with his 27 points.
I'll tell you, look around, it's standing, and even the Georgetown people.
Ewing will be the tournament MVP. The Pearl will be a unanimous selection to the all-tournament team. We'll get all the results of the voting in just a few moments. Ewing going for his 27th point. 9 of Georgetown's 17 points in the overtime from Patrick Ewing. Currens in traffic. Ewing another rebound. Final 15 seconds now.
Good touch by George Papadakis. That's a little celebration by the Georgetown people. Patrick Ewing. And now a round of applause for Patrick Ewing. Sensational night.
Well-deserved standing ovation for the tournament MVP, Patrick Ewing. All smiles with his coach, arm in arm.
Well, John's got them ready. Stretch time, he always does.
He also had 15 rebounds.
27 points and 15 rebounds. And Michael Jackson going for his 21st point. There he is, joining Craig Shelton and Sleepy Floyd as the third Hoya to be a tournament MVP in the history of this tournament. Is that man happy?
Oh, consistency.
That's a Major League 5. Freddie Brown. And all Hoyas in the overtime, outscoring Syracuse 19-6. Final 10 seconds. And Waldron puts it in.
And that should be it. Don't even have to take it out.
Congratulations to the Hoyas of Georgetown, the 1984 Big East champions in overtime.
Georgetown University 82, Syracuse University 71. All spectators, please remain off the court.
And the celebration is on with Georgetown defeating Syracuse 82-71 in overtime. The celebrating goes on. The Syracuse players over to congratulate the Hoyas as Georgetown well-earned national champion. It's been a tournament of many memories. We would like to show you some of the highlights of this remarkable 1984 Big East tournament set to music, and we will have that coming up for you in just a moment. Patrick Ewing, 27 points. Michael Jackson, 21 for Syracuse. The Pearl with 27. Andre Hawkins with 14. 3 of the Orangemen fouling out. The Pearl, Andre, Addison, and the nets will be cut down momentarily with each Hoya getting to cut 1 strand. They have earned the Big East crown. But there were a lot of exciting highlights in addition to tonight. We would like you to take a look at what has transpired the last 4 days in New York City.
I get
And the winning coach, John Thompson. How about the all-tournament team of the Big East 1984 championships? What a team this is. Patrick Ewing, the MVP, Pearl Washington, Chris Mullen of St. John's, Eddie Pinckney of Villanova, Andre Hawkins of Syracuse, Michael Jackson of Georgetown. That wouldn't be a bad Olympic team, Mr. Raftery.
Not a bad start. And, Michael Jackson with an outstanding performance, overshadowed by Patrick Ewing, but gutty.
All right, a lot of people to thank for the tournament that this has been. A lot of people behind the scenes worked on the conference as they cut down the nets at Madison Square Garden. Our executive producer of Big East basketball, Leonard Klompus. All of these games produced magnificently by Paul Carlson. Directed by Gary Clem. Coordinating producer, Marcia Cherner. Programming coordinator at Metro Sports, Jules Wynn. Associate producer, Steve Ulrich. Technical director, Frank Gilbuena. Audio, Jack Stocker. Electronic graphics, Michael Sheehan. As you look at the rest of the people on this list, there are people from the various schools and from the conference. Commissioner Dave Gavitt, Associate Commissioner Mike Tranghese, Tom McElroy, Peter Frechette of the Big East office. Don't forget Lisa, Diane, and Linda. Our statistician, Sandy Montag. It's been quite a tournament, Bill Raftery, and this is our third year working together, and what an absolute joy it has been. Patrick Ewing called out to the floor. If you're wondering, each of the Hoyas get a watch for winning the Big East championships. It's been a treat.
Great treat for me. Lovely time of year.
All right, along with Bill Raftery and Mike Gorman, I'm Len Berman. So long from Madison Square Garden, everybody. Once again, our final score, the champions of the Big East, Georgetown 82, the runner-up Syracuse 71 in overtime. This has been a live Metro Sports presentation. Metro Sports, the leader in collegiate basketball syndication. Good night, everybody.